Funny enough, right on the first day of Black History Month, the first time I actually seen Do the Right Thing. I've always been aware of the movie, never saw it until I just saw it on Peacock. And then, well, I watched it and I like it very much so. If it hasn't already been said before, it's sad that a film like this one is still relevant today, considering the topics that is covered in this film. But no, I guess it also speaks to the quality of it. Now, if you haven't already seen this film, go ahead and watch it. Like I said, if you got Peacock, go ahead and watch it on that. If not, I'm pretty sure it's available on other streaming services, or just buy it or rent it. And just check it out for yourself. But yeah, if you need a quick brief on like what it's about, one hot ass day in Brooklyn and racial tensions are high. That's about it. Yeah, that's it. It's just racial tensions were just high on one hot ass day in Brooklyn, and things boiled over and things got crazy at the end. Now, you still are going to be invested on the characters you see in this film, but no, it's as simple as that, and it's very effective. And just keeping it spoiler free, that's all I really got to say about it. I would strongly recommend checking it out for yourself if you still have never seen this film. And now, this is the end of the spoiler free section, because I actually want to talk about this movie. Alright, I'm just going ahead and just start talking about the movie, so if you haven't seen it yet, stop now, go watch it, come back later. A movie called Do the Right Thing, damn near no one actually did that, in which that is obviously the point. So in my opinion, I guess the mayor is the only one that legitimately was... Actually, never mind. He did try to tell a kid to go buy him some alcohol and lie about it. So I'm gonna say Vito. Vito's probably the only one that technically didn't do anything wrong. So if we get to the topic of did Mookie did the right thing when he threw that trash can at Sal's shop? No, he did not. Arguably the better thing, because there is no true right answer for it, the better thing been to like actually did a protest or riot at the police, not Sal's shop. Sal and his boys did not deserve that shit. It was not okay for the crowd to turn on Sal the way they did and to burn down his shop. Regardless of his own personal racism and the racist son that he has, Sal was not the one that killed Radio Raheem. Matter of fact, besides police, Radio Raheem is pretty responsible for his own death, because he and Bugging Out did not need to roll up on Sal the way they did. That was very unnecessary. If anything, Bugging Out and Radio Raheem should have just ate somewhere else and not supported Sal. That was the easiest and best answer for them if it really mattered to them like that, instead of just stirring shit up just to stir shit up. That being said, that don't justify the police killing Radio Raheem, but he is the biggest instigator of the violence that happened that night. But yes, back to Mookie. No, I do not think he did the right thing, but at least he did something, which is kind of a big point of his character development and a big point of the film itself, since obviously it's the debate of like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, whether achieve solutions through nonviolence or using violence to achieve a solution. In my opinion, it depends on the situation itself. If the situation itself legitimately does not call for violence, then you don't need to be throwing hands for no one. But if you're pushed to it, defend yourself when the situation calls for it. So obviously, I don't think most of the things that happened at the end was necessary. Matter of fact, the only thing that made sense to me, or at least I can't fault the character in question to actually behave the way that they did. I actually cannot blame Sal for the actions that he did at the end. Like, I don't really blame him. Doesn't excuse him using the N-word the way he did and destroying the radio, but when people push you like that, I can understand why someone would do that. But that being said, well, I do think it wouldn't have hurt if Sal actually just like added some black faces on the wall. it's still his business and he's still allowed to do what he wants to do, and as the customer you could do what you want with your money. If you don't feel appreciated, take your money somewhere else. That's thinking about it, that's honestly how a lot of situations nowadays really should be handled. Instead of making things such a big kerfuffle, take your attention or your money somewhere else where you feel respected, not where you feel tolerated or used. Like, just do that instead of arguing with someone who doesn't care about you like that. If you are basically bugging out, you need therapy, because clearly you don't know or understand that there are way better ways for you to do the things you need to do to support yourself and your people. But all that trauma is making you act so fucking stupid. So I like in the ending where basically after the riot was over, that everyone has to go back to picking up the pieces and still have to go back to their own individual lives, and basically shit just stays the same even after something happens. And how Sam Jackson's character still ended things off by telling people to vote. Again, it still sadly highlights how often shit like that just happens. Like, again, no matter how often shit just happens, we're just gonna go back to our normal lives and just keep moving like it's normal when we all need to be doing better. Which, one of the easiest things you can do is just, vote, but a lot of you still want to argue about that. Don't lie, but it's literally one of the easiest things you can do. Also, in my opinion, these are the true antagonists of that film. You got Pino over here as the bastion of hate and ignorance, and we have Bugging Out over here as the annoying, traumatized minority who chooses to go about things in a chaotic fashion instead of just doing things in a better, efficient way that benefits everyone else's solutions, or benefit the solution of bringing peace in the world. In my opinion, these two are the biggest instigators of the shit that happens at the end, and are definitely a representation of why so much shit happens the way they do in the world. All in all, this is a movie about how things would be so much better if we all took the time to understand and respect one another, and for black people in particular, that we learn to empower ourselves so we can stop letting attack us and let shit slide. And especially how things won't get better if you just do nothing but talk shit and point fingers all day. Like, you gotta actively do stuff to actually make things better for you and your community. My people, please do something instead of just talk shit, point fingers, and just do nothing all day. But don't be bugging out, though. Please don't be bugging out. We don't need more motherfuckers like this dude in the world. Just do something, but don't do this. Don't be this. Please do not entertain the talks of anyone like Bugging Out, like a dumbass Dr. Umar. Don't stop entertaining assholes like Dr. Umar. It's not good for the community. Also, didn't know Martin Lawrence was in the film. That caught me off guard. Otherwise, yeah, this was an amazing film. Please watch it if you haven't.